Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Not gonna lie, was not expecting to be covering some surprise patch notes, some pretty important patch notes today. Raven yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, put out a brand new update, the October 6th update, which includes some bug fixes, one very peculiar one, and then also some pretty important weapon changes as well to some top tier meta weapons. But first things first, let's look at these bug fixes. So they ended up fixing an issue causing the BP50 completionist camo challenges to not appear. So if you're trying to get gold, atomic, whatever on the BP50 in Warzone, you now should be able to, because the challenges weren't tracking and appearing correctly. They also fixed an issue causing the zombie camo tab not to appear on the BP50. So if you play Vanguard zombies, I respect it. They did now fix that, so you'll be able to equip those after you end up leveling up and unlocking those challenges, right, and doing those challenges. This one, my friends, at long last, they have fixed an issue causing loadouts to fall through the ground near peak. Now, that said, this issue has been going on since day one of Caldera. We are now 2 weeks out from MW2 launching, and they have fixed this issue, finally. So now, when your free loadout drop lands near peak, you don't run the risk of it falling into the pit of the earth. Journey to the center of the earth is what that loadout is doing. It's cameoing in that movie right now. So not gonna lie, when they tweeted out patch notes, I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on. They fixed the loadout near peak. Not on my bingo card. They get a freebie there for sure. By the way, as we're breaking all this stuff down today, if you guys are new to the channel, every day I got you covered with news, updates, loadouts, tips, you name it. If it has to do with COD, you're finding it here on the channel. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you'll always know whenever I post a new video. And if you guys enjoy this one, drop a big old thumbs up on it. Give it a like. It does really help grow the channel and share the video around. Admittedly, I was gonna post this yesterday, but YouTube only allows 3 notifications per day, and I posted 3 times yesterday because we're on that grind. Anyways, continuing on, they also fixed an issue causing loadouts to be launched into the air when shot with a rocket launcher. Kind of a neat way to troll your teammates if you wanted to be that guy, but you're not gonna be able to be that guy anymore, so you're not that guy, pal. Then also they fixed an issue causing some weapon rarities to be incorrect. So some small bug fixes, some big bug fixes, a little bit of everything there. Then we get into the weapon changes here, and this is where things get very, very interesting. So first up, the UGM. They have once again decreased the long range damage by 1. Minimum damage is long range. The minimum damage area is the long range because that's the furthest damage drop off. So after that final damage drop off, it's now doing 1 less damage per bullet. So that is going to hurt that long range TTK, bring the UGM more in line with these other top tier long range options. The Liena, which, spoiler alert, also got changed here a little bit. The Vargo, the Grau, so on and so forth. The UGM is going to be a little bit more in line. Not a ton, it's just 1 damage, but enough that that TTK is going to feel slightly slower. Admittedly, I don't think the UGM is all that worth it anymore. It's still a super strong weapon, arguably the best LMG, but you can make a case for plenty of other long range options now, which is fantastic. The Liena also, as mentioned, got a nerf here. So the upper torso damage multiplier was decreased by 0.5, so slight nerf there. This is a bit of a bigger one. Its long range damage was decreased by 3. So its long range TTK is basically going to be right there with the STG, the Automaton, in between with the Vargo XM4, Grau M4. It's going to be right up in there. Previously, when we looked at it yesterday, pre-update, it ended up having a slightly better TTK than those weapons at long ranges. All right, so post-edit Zach here. Hey, hi, how you doing yet again? Turns out these patch notes for the Liena actually were already live when the gun was added in. Jay had mentioned over on Twitter recently that he tested it out and the numbers already matched what they say here in the patch notes before the patch notes went out. So essentially, this gun didn't change from the time that it launched, right? So it's going to be a top tier LMG for sure. Super low recoil, obviously has a very, very competitive TTK over range that we've looked at previously. And because it's so easy to use, that sort of, skill gap there is very minimal. Anyone's going to be able to unlock this thing, pick it up, max level it, or get the right setup on it and just fry. Medium to long range, this is going to be a super consistent option. They also ended up nerfing the Garanko. The bullet velocity was decreased by 80. Now, that is a decent amount there. However, when you can add on certain things that will help that velocity here and there, it's still going to be decent. Like Mercury Silencer, for instance, MX Silencer, that'll help out some, especially when you throw on like the main meta setup. it's still going to be feeling great for long range. And for sniping in general, I still think the Gorenko is probably the go-to in all honesty, just because it's going to be the most consistent over range with its one-shot capabilities, with how forgiving it is. It's just, in my opinion, the best play. Yes, the 3-line is great. And by the way, I used to be 3-line gang. I was 3-line gang for quite some time. And then I started using the Gorenko more and more, leveling it up, grinding it out, and it feels really good. It's very fun to use. Now, because you miss a shot, you get one the next second. You don't have to worry about the bolt action. It's so consistent. So yes, slight nerf, not going to be as good as it was before. And then lastly here, they ended up nerfing the Armaguerra a bit. However, this to me seems like a very strange nerf. The minimum damage, so this is again the long range damage past, I think 24 meters is like that final damage drop off. It's down by 2. So its sniper support capabilities just became a lot worse, but the Arma is still ridiculously spicy from 0 to 20 meters. That prime SMG range, Arma's still feeling completely fine there. So in my opinion, that's sort of a strange nerf. I feel like they were doing this to try and open up the SMG category more, but past 20 meters, a lot of the SMGs are like right there with each other as is. The PPSH has a super significant drop off at 11 meters that makes it a lot more in line with other SMGs. MP40 has that early drop off. So I mean, up close, the SMG category still hyper competitive. This doesn't really end up doing all that much. So those are effectively all the patch notes for this little surprise update here. But for it being such a small update and only having 4 weapons changed, it does actually make the meta a lot more, diverse in a way, and even more competitive. I will say, and I've said it before in the past week or so after the Season 5 Reloaded update, this current meta that we're in right now is potentially the best meta that we've had in Warzone, at least the best meta in the Caldera era, in my opinion. Nice rhyme. Just because so many MW guns are viable right now. So many Cold War guns are viable right now. So many Vanguard guns are to a certain extent viable. Some are really good, some are kind of more mediocre. Rifles, like, they're not all that crazy. LMGs, they're very good. Snipers, they're pretty solid. SMGs, they're pretty solid, but all around, we got a nice mix of everything, and this again just opens up that even more. So this is something that was like, okay, if I want to use the Liana, I can use that. If I want to use the XM4, I can use that. You're not going to notice a huge difference in game outside of the feel of the weapon. So that's a lot more when it comes down to you as a player. I'm more comfortable with the XM4. I'm going to use that, even though the Liana might be a little bit better. You got that option now, and that's the sign of a good meta. But yeah, ramble aside, that being said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you guys are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always stay up to date with absolutely everything going on in the world of Call of Duty. And as always, if you want to check out any of my partners, Control Freak, Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, those are all linked down below. Code WHosImmortal gets you a nice little discount there. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.